This is TNC Movie Nights, and Alex is
Hi.
still
Hi.
in my room right now. So
Still from last week.
yeah, no, that's weird. We're talking news today. We like to, of course, do it the first week of the month. The news is okay. I don't know.
Great start.
Yeah, it's just so weird right now. It's exciting because this week Black Widow comes out. You know, if you're depending when you're listening to this, Black Widow already came out, and it's our first blockbuster movie that we're excited for since Fast and the Furious wasn't something we were really looking forward to. But that's something we'll talk about in just a moment. But before we get into that, Alex, I know it's only been a week, but how you doing? How's the van going?
Very tired. Still not done. So that's always fun. But getting closer every day. Just wish that day would be here, where we didn't have to get closer, where we would be done, but it's not. How about you?
Went to my first anime convention and cosplayed again for like my third time ever. Felt weird because I was in a shirtless cosplay. And I don't know why, but I like prepared myself like, yeah, I'm not going to be there'll probably be like 20% of cosplayers who are shirtless, because there's a lot of male cosplays out there for anime that are shirtless. And there was like two other dudes, like out of probably 5,000 people I saw, that were shirtless, and I was like, man, I feel really weird.
Man, we're still in COVID. People are covering their noses. People aren't going to go free nipping yet.
That's fair.
It is July, so who knows, but...
Yeah, we're making some progress. So it was fun to get to go to like my first convention since last February, when I went to a convention with Madison, and 2020 February. 3 days later, everything shut down. We were like, wow, that was perfect timing. So yeah, it was a good time. Got to a really different experience. But of course, you did bring up COVID, so we're going to start off our news with some COVID movie talk, and that is Fast and the Furious did break a record for COVID of, during COVID movie releases, it did hit 70 million its opening weekend, which is really good, I would say. Even pre-COVID, I mean, a movie like this, I don't know.
Not bad.
Probably like 130, 140, I'd probably think. So it did about half of what it normally would have done, but this is kind of the first tester movie, I would say, for blockbusters. Black Widow, of course, being this coming weekend. We'll see where it goes. Black Widow currently is expected to hit 80 million right now for COVID, so fingers crossed it can do that. And to kind of just touch on Rotten Tomatoes scores a little bit, Fast and the Furious Rotten Tomatoes score, normally they kind of sit in that 55 to 65% range, and this is right in the ballpark. It is at a 60% right now. It is what it is. It's fast cars, action, Vin Diesel, big actors, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know.
People dying and then getting up and being like, family, and you're like,
yeah,
you fell off a building onto a car, you're dead. That's it.
Yeah, it's one of those movies, like I want to see just to see how bad it is. I don't actually want to see it for the enjoyment, just to the pain. But I'm shocked it held on to a 60%, because a lot of people I've heard about this movie, they said it was honestly much more boring. It did everything that the other ones do, but it just felt like it didn't do it well. Which I know, like, you could be like, none of the movies do it well. Yeah, but like for what they are, what they're supposed to be, what they target to be, they do it every time. But this one apparently sounds like it just didn't hit the mark exactly. And then just the last bit of news we're going to talk about for this week, last week, movie releases. Black Widow right now apparently currently has a 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, actually, sorry, 82%. So we'll see if that goes up or down.
That's respectable.
That's better than I thought it would be, to be very honest, because with it being so long with COVID, it getting pushed back a lot, tweaks and changes can happen. And let's be pretty honest with ourselves. Usually when that happens, movies get worse. Zack Snyder cut, for example. So I'm really happy that apparently it is actually a decent movie. It's actually much more than decent. It's actually pretty good. I'll be seeing it this weekend myself. On Friday, I'll be going to an AMC, since I have AMC A-List now.
That's what's up.
Pretty cool.
That's what's up. Not a sponsor, but I love it. Please sponsor us, AMC.
Do you know how much
40
it is
people
now?
who watch us. Huh?
Do you know how much it is?
I haven't renewed mine, so...
How much was it before?
when it first came out, it was like 21. By the time we had canceled it, it was like 25.
1999.
What?
Yeah.
It went down?
Yeah, it went down. 1999.
Let's go!
I'm sure it will go up to like $24.99. It'll make sense once movies are kind of back in the swing of things. Maybe for the rest of the year it'll be $19.99, and then to start next year, like the reboots of it will kind of jump over to $24.99. Would make sense, but I mean realistically, movies right now are $10, $11 a movie ticket. You see 2 movies a month, you're paying for your pass, and you get all those extra benefits. So it's pretty cool. Not a sponsor, but check it out if you have an AMC near you. It's worth it if you like movies.
Also, I got a couple rewards on there, so we're going to treat ourselves when we go to a movie for the first time, and I'm going to get the Bavarian Legend, because we got that once, and it is, holy crap, way too expensive. But if you have rewards, it's just a
yeah, I'm sitting on like $15 right now.
This big pretzel, and you get like cheese and mustard and stuff to dip it in, but it's really good. So
oh yeah,
again,
I might have to try that for Black Widow this time around, because yeah, I'm sitting on like $15 right now. I should use it on something.
I'm so excited. And speaking of Black Widow, some not so great news came out today. I'm pulling up the direct quote. Steven Dorff, who you probably don't know from Blade, because I had to Google who he was other than knowing he was from Blade. He apparently not a fan. I'm going to quote him directly. He said he was talking about, they were talking about movies that they would be in. They brought up Black Widow, all that sort of stuff. He said, quote, "I still hunt out the good shit because I don't want to be in Black Widow. It looks like garbage to me. It looks like a bad video game. I'm embarrassed for those people. I'm embarrassed for Scarlett. I'm sure she got paid $5-7 million bucks, but I'm embarrassed for her. I don't want to be in those movies. I really don't. I'll find that kid director that's going to be the next Kubrick, and I'll ask for him instead." So, like, okay, here's the deal. He was in some trash movies, though. So, like, how it's pot kettle sort of thing. And
yeah, how much does his word really matter?
I don't want to trash this guy because I don't know enough about him to know if he's worth trashing.
I think that's kind of enough when it says right there. I mean,
Yeah.
does anyone really know him? Family, friends excluded, of course. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Because, of course, we're 2 idiots talking movies right now in my
Always, man.
my bedroom.
Always.
So, but it was weird to see something like that come out, because to me, what is different from Black Widow to any other Marvel movie that's ever been made? Are you saying all Marvel movies and all DC superhero stuff, is that all just crap? Or is it just this one look bad? Yeah, and that's my thing. Like, you were in Blade. I mean, like, Blade's
And that
gonna
was
be
his
in the
best
MCU.
movie. That's his most. He was in, like, he's not gonna be the center of attention for this, but, like, go on his IMDb. And you're kind of full of shit, man. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it sucks, maybe it won't. Who knows? You know, I don't know. It just seems like some crappy guy doing some crappy crap because he wants some attention. But
Yeah.
I could also be wrong. And he brings up, like, the idea behind it is sort of valid. Like, just these, I'm not saying Black Widow is one of them, but, you know, these sort of crap action popcorn flicks. You can see how some people wouldn't want their entire career to be defined by, like, Michael Bay and Fast and the Furious type stuff. So I get that. But to
only
have
reason
your whole
people know
career
you-
be that and then be a dick about that?
Yeah. It's kind of weird. No, yeah, I can definitely agree.
Yeah.
When do you plan on seeing Black Widow? Like I said, I'm going Friday night.
I don't know exactly. We're going to Sahara and I have been talking about this. We are going to re-up our A-list. We're going to celebrate having A-list back by going to see Black Widow. We're both excited about it. We're going to get popcorn and a Bavarian Legend. And that's a big thing because I normally have to talk her into getting a popcorn because you reach for the door and it hits you and you're like, popcorn. And she's like, no, let's just go to the seat, which is smart because it's like $12 for this much popcorn. But she's like, I don't really want snacks. I'm good. We ate before. I'm like, but it's popcorn. So sometimes I'll get one for me. Sometimes we'll get one. And other times I'm like, yeah, who cares about this movie? And I'm not hungry. I don't need to just eat because I'm watching a movie. But this one we're both like, no, popcorn and the Legend. So we'll probably do it. I don't know if it'll be this weekend or early next week, but it'll be soon.
All right, cool. So, I mean, we'll see if we do a Fury film review for it. If we actually do next week's review on it, we'll definitely have to discuss and see what timing ends up to be. But more Marvel news.
Yes.
Hugh Jackman hints at a return to the MCU with 2 Instagram photos. One being a repost or a share of someone's fan art of Wolverine claws, and it's just like his hand and then Wolverine claws, and then the photo he followed that with was a photo of him standing with Kevin Feige together. So I don't know. Please.
Here's all I'm gonna say about that. Deadpool 3.
Oh my God.
Can we please? Can we?
It would be so perfect.
Get Spidey Tom in there too?
That would be the trio of any movie I've always wanted. Deadpool, Spider-Man, and then throwing Wolverine in the mix there. That's just perfect. Because it's kind of at that point, you have the old matured wise man Logan that they could do, and then you have the goofy naive Spider-Man, and then in between you just have the devil, and it's perfect. So it could be a lot of fun to see. Well, fingers crossed. Maybe this is him just trying to get a rise out of fans. You never know. Hugh Jackman's usually pretty good though when it comes to stuff like that. I know he wants to do it eventually in one way or another. It's just finding the perfect way to do it. For all we know, that's how they introduce mutants.
Yeah.
Is they don't say anything, and it's just a cameo appearance of Wolverine and just claws. You don't even get Hugh Jackman.
And I mean, this next year, outside of Black Widow, I assume, who knows, this might be part of it too, but this whole next year of Marvel feels like it's going to be multiverse, right?
Yeah.
Loki, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanium, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man No Way Home. We are all lined up for pure multiverse mayhem. And like you said, maybe that's how they introduce mutants. Could be something like a quick cameo. Maybe that's how he reprises his role. Marvel, and I mean, I guess it was technically Fox Studios, but the X-Men idea of having multiple timelines, multiple universes, redoing, retconning, all that stuff, it's not foreign to us. And I mean, Marvel with Infinity War, they toyed with changing the past, and now with the whole TVA thing, there's so many different ways they could go about this. I'm down for a Hugh Jackman Wolverine comeback, and I'm pretty sure you are too, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
Outside of Deadpool coming back, meeting into the MCU, that is the next thing I'd like to see. More than anything, of course. So Hugh, please don't be playing us right now. Please tell me this could possibly be real. That'd be fantastic.
Do that to us, Hugh.
The next couple things that we'll be mentioning, a little bit more Marvel before we wrap it up with something different finally. Black Panther 2 is possibly going to be Wakanda vs. Atlantis. Thought that was pretty interesting.
Whoa.
Not a whole lot of information on it, just a little rumors, teases about it right now that it could be the introduction of Namor, the Submariner, which I think would be very cool to see that introduced in, because it is a different realm. I mean, we've seen cosmic characters brought in now with Captain Marvel, and then, kind of the magic sorts of Doctor Strange. This would be pulling in another new type and idea of characters, so which completely opens up a new world that they can even explore and expand into. So I think it'd be really fun to see, and just again what they will do with Black Panther 2.
Yeah, that's crazy. That would be huge. And I brought this up when we talked about, this might have been months and months ago, but I'm fully releasing any judgment to Kevin Feige and Marvel. Just hey, when we were staring down the barrel of Phase 3 and you wanted to introduce 4 new superheroes within a total of 7 or 8 movies.
Yeah.
It was you have so much stuff to do, and you're going to spend half of the next phase making new stuff. It seems like you're going to just add a lot more questions and not answer them. But they did it beautifully. Yeah. They had everything come together, all of it tied together. Some of the best movies were the newer ones. I mean, Doctor Strange was amazing. Black Panther, holy crap, was amazing. Ant-Man and the Wasp, all of it. It was awesome. And so I got nothing. I can't judge when they say, hey, we have this new team and this new team and this new guy and this new team and this new guy and this new universe and this. It's like, all right, cool, man. I'll watch because I thought you were gonna lose me last time and you didn't. So you have my grace until proven otherwise, I guess. And kudos to them.
Yeah, and it does feel nice to know that we do have a genre or a cinematic universe that we can really kind of trust at this point. Sure, there's been some misses here and there. I mean, personally, some people don't like every movie, of course. You know, myself, I didn't like the second Thor, I didn't like the second Iron Man, I didn't like Captain Marvel. Plenty of movies other people don't like, I'm sure, as well.
Sure.
And some will just be hits, some will be misses, but I really do hope they can do some good by Black Panther 2. So I'm definitely excited for that. And the next thing we're going to jump into is, I guess, reeling it back to Spider-Man, is there's been some teases thanks to some pop figures and toys coming out for Spider-Man No Way Home. And that is a black and gold suit, which looks incredible. I'll see if I can get something pulled up for it quick so you can take a look.
Sorry, clicky clack haters again.
Yeah, I've done my best to stay off the keyboard today, and I've done well.
Yeah,
but
to you, man.
As you can see now, that's
snap! That's awesome.
That's the pop figure. Here's the other toy that was shown off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll either get some. I'll probably in the thumbnail you'll see some of this, so at least now you'll know why that was in the thumbnail. So you're welcome. But yeah, it's really cool. It's a beautiful suit.
Damn.
The pop is really cool, honestly.
What's going on with the Iron Spider though? That was big and new and crazy and oh my god.
I think this might just be like another creation of it, just kind of maybe simplified or something. We'll see. They'll have their explanation of why he has it or if he even has it. I mean, this is just rumors and toys. So.
A little symbiote, a little Venom.
That would be really cool to see. I would love that. I really would. So, it's one last thing for any sort of superhero stuff I want to mention today, and it was just kind of funny that I saw it, because the previous one that was posted before it was how this person doesn't want to be in Star Wars, and I'll kind of jump on that too. But Megan Fox has came out and said she wants to join the MCU or the DCEU. She wants to be part of one of the bigger fandoms, which is understandable. You know, she was fine in Transformers, I thought. I mean, at the time, it was very new acting experience for her. That, Jennifer's Body, moving from model to actor, for anyone. I mean, WWE stars to actors. You see them and you're like, that kind of sucked. And then like 6 movies later, you're like, they can actually kind of act. Look at The Rock. I mean, his first films he was in was kind of rough. Yeah, and I think he's done a lot better. I mean, I know so
now he's a bona fide A-lister.
Yeah.
And Megan Fox, like, we're not going to do a deep dive about that, but she got screwed over by a lot of people in high places and then like media perception. She got a lot of hate that she didn't deserve, and I'm not saying she's like perfect or anything like that, but a lot of it was really crappy things that happened to her. And so I think it'll be cool if she gets a shot at like not really like a career renaissance or anything like that, but just like a next step, and she'd be a great addition to either of them.
I would really love to see her join something like Suicide Squad 3 or something Kevin Feige could do. Because I think, because you see someone like Megan Fox, same with John Cena. Like, you see John Cena, you're like, that's John Cena. But then you give him a character as wild as Peacekeeper, and you can kind of take yourself away from the actor a little bit. So I think that'd be kind of fun to see what they could do with Megan Fox in either of these universes, really. And it was kind of funny to me because she mentioned something as well, that she doesn't want to be in Star Wars. And it came down to she just loves Star Wars so much, and she thinks her presence in Star Wars for herself will kind of take away from it for her ever watching Star Wars again. So I thought that was kind of neat. But it's cool that, you know, she does want to get into bigger things again, because Transformers at the time, let's be honest, was the franchise.
It was huge
for a little bit. So
yeah.
She can definitely be in blockbusters. She has the star power for it, and she can act. Like, I mean, she can. There are scenes and stuff that you'll see in Transformers that you're like, that was actually pretty solid. Then there's other scenes you're like, that's right, she's a model. And I think over the last, 10, 15 years now, I'm sure she's really done a lot of working and just perfecting her craft a bit more. So it'll be really exciting to see if she gets a shot. I do think Kevin Feige or, oh my goodness, Suicide Squad, James Gunn. yeah, will also, I think they could definitely work with her really well to get something going.
I think it would be cool to see if either. I totally agree with both of those, but I think it would be cool to see her as like in a Batman villain role too. Like let her be just kind of not darker, but like a more serious tone. Or
Something of a Catwoman-esque.
Catwoman,
yeah.
Poison Ivy,
Even like Batgirl.
Batgirl, yeah, she doesn't even have to like just
be a villain. Yeah,
it would
just
be
something
cool
in that
to
realm.
see her, maybe her in like in the Robert Pattinson Batmans. That would be like a cool pairing. I think they would work well together.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Because it's funny because they're both from that same like era of stardom and breaking out, that 2000 like what 4 to 7 area. But I think it would be kind of fun to see that again.
And quick note, speaking on the Robert Pattinson Batman's or Batman movie, apparently he made a note that he didn't want any comedy in his Batman movies, and the article said movies plural. So I have no idea. I haven't it hasn't been confirmed or whatever, but like the idea that it could be a franchise, not a franchise, but like a series would be interesting. Mm-hmm. He wants it to be dark. He wants it to be gritty. He wants it to be serious. I know we talked about this with like the standalone Joker. Could we see a merge at some point? DC is kind of just looking for something to grab onto, and I think if the Batman movie works well, I think they would kind of be foolish to not take the Joker, which worked well, and the Batman, which worked well, and put them together to try to revive a like lifeline needing franchise, universe, whatever you want to call it.
Now, here's my question. When he says no comedy, does he mean kind of the... I'm going to use this word, but I don't fully agree with it just because I feel like it makes sense. But campy comedy that maybe MCU does, kind of the funny moments that maybe weren't needed or didn't have to be done, but are enjoyable. Like, again, personally, that's why I like MCU so much, is because of the comedy's there. But having, see okay with something like the Joker, where it's a comedic character, that is just dark humor. It's very cynical rather than ha-ha, you're actually laughing hard, but the character is laughing hard, sort of thing.
It seemed to me, when reading the article, it was much more in the lines of, like, the no ha-ha funny, sort of, not Marvel way, not Adam West Batman, not even, like, George Clooney quippy Batman, everybody chill, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
None of that. He's looking for more, like, I don't know, I already said, like, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Like, there were moments in that you might have laughed at, but in no way at all would you say that was a comedy or an action comedy, or it had comedic elements to it. It was a very serious movie with a very serious tone to it. And I think that's what he said he wants for his Batman movie, or movies.
Yeah, so I'd be super down for that. I mean, realistically, I feel like that's definitely towing the line of Christian Bale's Batman. I can't remember any lines or moments of Christian Bale's Batman I was like, oh my god, that was so funny, outside of the Joker doing something that was so bizarre, like the hospital scene, like when he's pressing the button, like that makes you laugh out loud.
That's great.
But that's the cynical character. That's not Batman cracking a joke.
Even Bale had a couple though, like when he was on I think it was Batman Rises or Dark Knight Rises, when he was on the roof. And he like turns and then turns back and he's the only one there and he's like, so that's what that's like, or like
that was
that Batfleck?
That was Batfleck.
That was Batfleck. Oh my god, that's right.
Yep.
All right, never mind. You're right, Christian Bale. He was. Yeah. Man, those were good movies though.
Yeah, I think the only like comedic scene I can even think of is when he's in the Lambo and he saves someone. He's like, "Oh, I was just trying to miss the light." Like that was the closest thing to comedy I could think of. But yeah, I think it'll be definitely a little more of that tone. But yeah, Batfleck, as it was enjoyable in Zack Snyder, it definitely had some comedic moments here and there. But I think it was playing off of characters like the Flash, Aquaman, things like that. So we'll definitely have to see where it goes, though. We're both pretty excited. I think. I mean, the trailer was insane. But yeah, it's definitely a long way to come still. I think middle of next year ish.
Yikes.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about this movie forever.
Yeah, exactly. The last thing we're going to touch on today is something kind of out of the norm for us. We're always kind of talking superhero movies, comedy movies, stuff like that. This was kind of fun, I think, for us because it is in the realm of nerddom. Is Nintendo adds the Despicable Me producer to help focus on movies. They're wanting to push more of their assets toward making movies now, which to me, that is so exciting. There's a lot of different characters you can work on. You can make some animated films. Just again, they're getting Despicable Me producer for it, and you could do a Mario movie that's animated.
Bring John Leguizamo's back.
Oh my God, that's from the Mario Luigi movie, right?
Yeah, that was the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh
No, please don't. But yeah, there is some cool stuff I really think they could do. They could do a Zelda movie. I would like to see that live action personally, but they could really do some great things with animation. An Animal Crossing movie, you could really take any game from
They
Nintendo.
have so many franchises, man, that have been going back.
Samus.
So many. Yeah, you could have a whole you could have the Nintendo cinematic universe. You have your Metroid, the Legend of Zelda, Mario, everything. We've already got some Pokemon movies, and I know it's not necessarily a Nintendo product, but Nintendo games.
It's attached, so I know, understandable. But yeah, I mean, this is exciting. This really is because again, I'd be cool with all Nintendo movies being animated. It would be nice to see some live action, especially seeing what they could do with the Pokemon movie. But yeah, Zelda would be really cool. Metroid would be fantastic. Certain things probably be good for animated. I think Mega Man's Nintendo. I could be so wrong right now.
Man's Nintendo.
Yeah, there are some characters I think that would work better as that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think like a 14-year-old boy who's Mega Man or something like that could be pretty neat. More of a kid action movie, or even if they did something maybe a little bit more drastic than that. So, but yeah, I thought this was kind of interesting to throw in there. I'm sure there's a lot of Nintendo fans out there.
Yeah. Man, that would be wild. Could this be what 2008 and 9 were for the comic book series? Could this be that sort of renaissance for video game movies, where before they were kind of laughed at?
Yeah.
And now, because Mortal Kombat,
it could happen.
It's pretty damn good.
It was good. Yeah, and even Sonic wasn't bad.
Sonic was good.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu was good.
Yeah.
And granted, Detective Pikachu wasn't. It was. It wasn't like a straight up video game movie, but it's Pokemon,
Yeah.
And then Sonic was really good, and they're making a sequel, and they might have a Detective Pikachu sequel, and we are getting a bunch of Mortal Kombat sequels, and naturally, whenever you see Mortal Kombat movies, I'm sure a Street Fighter one is on the way. Nintendo's getting into the movie game.
Tekken.
We could be looking back in 5-10 years and be like, man, you remember when Mortal Kombat came out and we were like, oh man, I hope this is good, and then it was, and then everything after it was great?
That'd be cool.
Be wild.
It would be really cool to see, and again, yeah, that's why I tossed it in here. Let us know what Nintendo property you would like to see as a movie, though. Are you someone who really likes Metroid or Yoshi or Mario or maybe Princess Peach and Daisy? Right. Yeah. Okay.
Dude, Super Smash Bros. Movie.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. You could do all give us a Yoshi movie, a Mario movie, Mario Luigi movie. You could do all these movies to make a Super Smash movie.
Make a Super Smash movie, a Mortal Kombat sequel.
Oh my God.
Bring the multiverse to Mortal Kombat. And then have them play the Super Smash Bros. Oh my God.
That'd be funny.
Could you imagine Bowser and King Dedede and Luigi and Marth fighting Sub-Zero and Scorpion and Liu Kang? Oh my God!
This is gonna be Space Jam meets Smash Brothers.
Bring Space Jam into it too. Shaq Fu, dude. Okay. Shaq Fu.
All right, everyone. So that's gonna do it for this episode of TNC Movie Nights for the news of July. Before Alex gets way too deep into that cesspool of wherever he was
correct. But Shaq Fu, man. It was so bad they made it twice.
Alex, since you're in the queue talking, where can the people find us?
The people can find Shaq Fu at any discount store where you're looking for Super Nintendo games, but they did make one. But after that, you should probably go to the nerdchambers.com where you can check out all of our stuff. On all of the socials and the YouTubes and the podcasts, we are TNC Movie Nights or at TNC Movie Nights. We're on TikTok too. We post stuff when it's funny. And yeah, the nerdchambers.com is where you can find everything else. While you're there, check out the merch. I got the show hoodie on because I keep it in the van, and then I drive over here and then I put it on to record because that's the life that I live. Brandon's got a shirt on, and it's awesome as well. I don't have glasses on, so I think it was for the card show, but I don't want to say it was for the card show. These are my glasses. I don't wear them for the show because we get a glare, but I should probably wear them because I'm looking at a tiny screen. TheNerdChambers.com is where things are. We're going to go now because I sense a ramble coming on. Bye, guys.